Morning guys, it's April the 20th. I'm Henry Green from London Trading Group. I'm just going to run again through what I'm looking for today. So, unlike usual, I'm going to start actually with the dollar index. You can't see the screen, but I'm just going to talk you through what I'm seeing at the moment because I've got my daily screen on one of my other monitors. So, we closed bang at support down here at 93 well, the close was at 93, let me get the exact close. So, it closed a little bit higher, 93.90, but for me now it's looking very bearish, and every time we've kind of closed bang at support with a very bearish candle, it's often gone through. So we could see significant weakness now in the dollar today as a consequence. In my fib sequence, we've pulled back to the 786, so it's a really shallow, sorry, 23.6, pulled back really shallow, and now we could see this accelerate on through. So the next level of support down being 92.65 is the next level I'm looking for. So I think probably we could see a further continuation in weakness in the dollar today due to this dollar index, and what I'm seeing today is that push through that level. So maybe a retest of the sort of 94.20 area, and then we see this sell off. So I think the dollar probably does sell off today. So how can we match it up with what we're looking at? So if we just go to euro dollar, which is the screen that you're currently looking at the moment, we did break through this past market angle, and we are now seeing potentially this rally. So this was the move that continued. This was the move that happened when we broke through last time. So we did come back to retest it, which hasn't quite happened. I mean, you could say it was a small retest there. I would prefer this to come back and retest it properly. So if you get a move down into 13.20, I certainly think that's a really good area to buy this. Other than that, if you get the pullback into the 38 down here, so maybe we just get that shallow pullback. So let's have a look at that. It'll probably be a fib on the downside. So if we put this in. So if you get a move down to sort of 113.30 area, I think that's probably quite a good buy zone in the euro, especially as it being a retest of that trend line that we've got in at the moment as well. Should it go through that, then obviously we're looking down towards this level of support down here at 13.20, and then potentially the bounce up. On the daily, euro does look like we had a nice close yesterday. I mean, it was just a continuation bar. Closed pretty much. Yeah, we definitely closed nicely up on the day. We're up at 13.50 odd. So I think that this continues on up, and now we can see this potentially really see some speed, and we push up now. So the 127's up at 14.13, and then the D's up at 114.50, which is a great level of resistance up there. So I think you could probably maybe see that move up to 114.50. I certainly like it up there myself, and it's probably what I'm looking to play. Cable looks like it's, well, we have broken through this, there's no doubt about that. We've gone through this trend line, and now potentially we've gone pushed to the 127, and now we could just hold here. So what I'm suggesting could happen is we could have this, maybe we complete on the downside just like all the others are suggesting. So maybe have a blip through and then close back above. So maybe 143.50, which I know is a good level of support there. Let me have a look at that. 143.50, yeah, so I should have that in really. 143.50 I've got as a daily level of support now. It was some resistance, it's now become support. So maybe we see it hold on 143.50. If we go back through 43.50 or 43.40, then I think it comes off. Potentially go and test this out trend line again. But at the moment, we seem to have picked up some speed in this, and we could now see this push on. So we're bang at the top of the range. That's the only thing. Like in this sideways channel, we're at the top of it. That's where it rejected from. But now, well, you potentially could see this either retest here and go higher, or we break through this and then we do come significantly lower, and then we're looking to target the bottom side of this range down at 142.50 should the dollar index hold. So that's the cable idea. Dollar yen, let's have a look at how dollar yen closed. Let's load that 90. Okay, so dollar yen actually closed bang at resistance as well. So I had a good level of dollar yen, just where like that, almost like the double top formation, that sort of area. I had it at 109.20, but you could argue that you had a good level at 109.40 as well. So this for me now looks like it's going to make a lower high, rejection from the highs. This either could go up and test that at 109.40, or we come off. So now we've got to look for the, I mean, we are just going sideways, so you probably got to look for the short side up here. Looks like a head and shoulders to me. So you could probably play this as a head and shoulders. Certainly there's the neckline. And then when you're looking for that, the distance of the head projected downwards. So if you put this in, so we're looking down back towards 108.50. So that was kind of makes sense. It nearly got to the D. I'd probably say that wasn't quite a D hit, just because I think the pullback was shallow. So obviously in sideways markets, fibs aren't that useful, guys. So just be wary of that. But yeah, I'd probably say that was a D hit. So if you count that as a D, where are we? We're probably nearly going to take it out. So we're pretty deep now. We're looking back up towards the high. So I think. Yeah, I think that's probably just one to let go sideways today. I've not really got a view on dollar yen, if I'm honest. I think that needs to show me a bit more. I think it's easier if it breaks through these highs or goes through the lows. So I've got my D up there at 111. Oh, no, is that 111? No, 110, sorry. It's got a D up at 110, and then other than that, I'm probably looking sideways, and maybe if you break through the bottom side of this range, down to 107.70. So rejection from the highs yesterday. There's no reason for me to sell this yet, except the fact we have got head and shoulders, and we've retested it, so we could see that initial move down now as a consequence of that. Dollar CAD. Let's have a look what you've done. Okay, so dollar CAD's on its way down to its D now. Nice close yesterday. Found support 126.20 as we thought it would do. We have bounced quite significantly off that level. So I had a good level of support at 126.20. So let's have a look where we are. Just kind of rallied 100 pips since there. So it's calling this a D for me now, I think. Oh, I've got a lot of lines. Let's get rid of some of these. So that is the fib sequence. Then we've hit there. A, B, pull back to 38. So yeah, we're at the first target anyway. So what I'm going to do again, guys, is if that's being counted as a major D, I don't actually think it is, because for me this is overshot, and so this has gone deeper than the 38. So I'm going to take that as a 118 or a 127 here instead. So what I'm going to do is again replicate this past market angle. I do expect this to potentially have picked some speed up now, so we could see this move happen quicker. Other than that, you've got to look for that line to break before we then go higher. So before we then go lower, sorry. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in dollar CAD. I think that one just, we're probably getting some quite good levels here, and we've got certainly good resistance up at 127.50. I've got that as quite, yeah, that looks like a nice level there as well. 127.60 area. So be wary of that one. That's where it could hold, and then we come off again. So often, as you can see here, it retested these lows here before then coming off, so you could do exactly the same here, or maybe a little bit higher, 128. So that's what I'm looking for dollar CAD. Again, the short side is the one that I'm favouring. Maybe getting an initial position at a good price and then add as it goes through. Aussie, I've tried to short this twice this week just because it's at such good levels up there, but it seems to have broken through. We're now through again, so you just got to look for any pullback to get into this long now. I've kind of switched my view on this one, as you have to do in situations like this. So this is my current fib sequence. We pull back into this zone, so this was kind of the D. You could argue that was probably the D there. So I'm going to call that a D anyway, because I think that is the D, because it's in between these two. So if you see that, this is a quick move now. You've kind of gone through the 127, pull back, and now I do expect this to hit 78.50, which is quite. I've got a bit of a level up there. I've got 78.80, 78.90 is my next level. So I'll go back through that one, make sure I've got my levels correct. But certainly this one looks like it could just find support and then we push up again. So what's been holding well? Well, this has been this. What's this moving average here? This 180 has been holding well, and then short term the 21 has been holding well. So maybe a cross back through the 21, and then we potentially see this go higher. Hopefully it doesn't take the lows out. So as long as it doesn't go through 77.60, I think you're all right with that one. And then we potentially can look for this one to go higher, so high, low, and then we go higher. So I've switched my view on this one. You have to do in times like these. First target hit, so you've still got to be looking for the long side. Nice breakout in Aussie, and we could now see this rally. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Good areas to get into that on the top side. And then finally the Kiwi. The Kiwi had a really good day yesterday as well. We broke up to the top side in that one too. We are in a breakout market now. It didn't quite get to 77.70, which is my target. So let's have a look at Kiwi dollar. Let's see how we're getting on. Okay, so we've hit the D now. So we've hit that capital D. We've pushed through it, but it looks like it's just holding up there. This is no rejection, as we usually do see in these markets when they want to reject. But we are getting up towards this top of this range, and this looks similar to this kind of move. This looks very similar to this one. So let's have what we could quickly do, guys. I know it's going to take a bit longer, but probably what's quite useful to have a look at is when this broke down. Where did it break down? So we had that's probably quite a good retest. Let's have a look where this puts us in. If this doesn't work the first time, guys, I'll just quit. But no, that's all right. New parallel there as well. Let's have a look. So if we go through this, potentially say that we're going to go lower. Oh no, it's not. It's useless. Okay, guys. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for that one. So we hit the D, we hit the capital D. Make sure it's correct in between those two. Yeah, I'd probably call that a D as well. So I think we've hit the D. We're just kind of maintaining up there as well. So this is showing quite good strength too. So it just looks, again, across the board, it looks like we're probably going to push higher in the dollar. Push higher in the crosses and not the dollars. So I'm just going to wait to see what happens in that one. But certainly we look like we could be in a breakout market here, with the dollar index especially closing so low. So that's what I'm going to be looking for today, guys. Hope that's been useful. As I said, click subscribe to never miss a video again. I'll be back tomorrow with more trading ideas. Happy trading, and thanks for listening.